Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another episode of Wawan TV. This is Rizwan Azali guys, and thank you guys for being here with me today. You are awesome. So today I want to talk about being disconnected while living in the era of modern communication. Now that the world that we're living in today is the world that was basically predicted by like a lot of the sci-fi films such as Star Trek, Star Wars and Minority Report. You know, like right now I could literally call a friend of mine who's like living in the UK or the US or something like that and have like a full-on conversation through either like a video call or something. And that's crazy. You know, much like growing up as a kid, I remember watching like, you know, all these guys like, you know, would have like all these kind of like crazy communication tools. And you're thinking to yourself like, wow, you know, I must be really old when something like that would even come close. Okay? And now like it's just like at your fingertips, like everybody has it. Like, you know, it's like a no-brainer. You're living like, you know, in that reality. And of course that we've really advanced from like the days of like snail mails and like pigeons and all that. Right now, not only can you send like instant messages, it's like instant videos and photos too, man. I know to some of you guys are like, what? Like, you know, that's not a thing. It's like how we've all been living, like, okay? So if you think about it, there was a time that I actually had to go somewhere physically to send somebody like, you know, like a tape if I wanted them to see a video of like either of me being recorded or like films and stuff, you know, and wanted to see pictures. I would have them printed out. I would call friends over. They would have to physically be there and like show them, oh yeah, these are like my holiday photos. And now you could be on a holiday and you're just like ching ching and like, yeah, it's sent to people, like, yeah. And I feel like sometimes we've took that for granted, and especially considering that right now, in theory, today we should all be more connected as human beings more than ever, but I'm not feeling that way, you know? I feel like personally, I've never felt more disconnected from people more than I have today. Now, I remember a time before social media, guys, when the internet first really changed like modern communication, you know? And chat groups were just first introduced. We had this thing that was even before MSN Messenger that was called MIRC. That you couldn't send pictures, you couldn't send anything funny. It was just literally like you sit down talking to like a complete stranger on the other end, right? And the concept of this chat group was literally, it was just like a chat group. You don't know their numbers, you don't know their faces, you don't know their names. There was no other kind of like link other than whatever name that they put on display. And you would ask them personally, you know, like, yo, your name, your age, and like, you know, where you're living at and all those things. And the reason why people did that at that time was to have a conversation with other people. How crazy is that? And yet somehow, you know, I've had a lot of very meaningful conversations at that time through this medium. Personally, because I remember the experience that I had then, that a lot of people were a lot more open to have like a decent conversation with somebody as long as, you know, they're asking like interesting questions, you know, they don't seem like a complete creep or anything like that. And you just kind of like, you know, if you get along generally with ideas and stuff, you're like, yo, like, why not? Why the heck not, right? Now, I'm gonna admit, of course, there were some issues that occur here and there, you know, but like there was nothing too extreme, like how the movies kind of like always exaggerate stuff. Now, even with the few minor glitches that I've had, you know, but my overall experience talking to random people online was actually a really positive one. I made quite a few cool friends, you know, that otherwise I wouldn't have met unless that, you know, we've had that communication tool, because it's just kind of even weirder if you were to walk around door to door and asking like, yo, what's up? You guys want to come out and chat? Yeah, you know, that's even more bizarre today than it ever was, I suppose. Okay, now so comparing the kind of like two experiences I've had, like, you know, like getting to know people online when I was younger and compare it to today, right? I feel like today people are just like a lot more like walled up, you know? Which actually in theory, this is the best time to get to know new people. Considering that we're all now on like 1,000,001 different like social media platforms, right? You know, that there's transparency is a lot more clearer today than it ever was. Sure, of course, there's no guarantee to like, you know, if a person seems dodgy or not, but you know, it's still a lot better than like, you know, meeting somebody whose email address is like tomato98 at like blackmail.com or something. This literally should be the age that we all know more and more about each other who are of different culture, ethnicity, faith and all this, that we're like, shouldn't even be strangers. But on the other hand, I kind of understand why people are feeling more walled up today as well. We're living in the age of like, all of us are technically sort of living double lives if you think about it. You know, there's the actual life that we all live in, that, you know, with all like the nooks and cracks or whatever. And then there's that curated version of ourselves online that, you know, that people kind of like build this idea of who you are based on like what you want to share. And if you think about it, that's kind of scary, right? Because right now we're all like actors really playing like one role in the other. It's nuts. Now there was this thing that we used to say in the online chat group culture, you know, like, yeah, we'll be right back, I'm going offline. But now I think we're never offline. And to think about it, it's like we're stuck in the matrix. That's scary. Now that's why I feel like it's really important for us to kind of like really step back and really think about like how this modern communication has like changed our culture. You know, like have we really built like a really strong wall among each other? You know, these are really questions that we gotta ask ourselves. Now I understand that we sort of control technology because like, you know, we're the ones who kind of like type stuff out and like, you know, we decide on all those things. But at the same time, we're also affected by what's at hand, you know. Culture changes as like new technology arises and all those things. And for us to be fully fully in control of like where that culture leads to. We have to be aware of like the current situation that we're living in for us to make that change. I mean, the ultimate goal for us all to be here is really for us to connect with one another as human beings, right? You know, otherwise all these tools that we have are really just empty shells. And that's all the time that we got for this video, guys. I'm Rizwan Azali. See you guys in the next video. Bye.